Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. Tonight, we are going to be actually taking out the new Genesys role-playing game published by Fantasy Flight Games out for a spin. I recently posted a review of the game, and I had mentioned in that this was a possible game I was going to run for when my son is in town because he is a big fan of the Destiny video game series. So we are going to run a one-shot with everyone playing those characters. Tonight, I'm joined by our two regular fixtures of the Wednesday night sessions. That is, first off, Jeffrey.
Hey, everybody.
And Steve-O.
Good evening.
So what we're going to do is I'm just going to hop us over into Roll20 right now, and then we'll launch into the explanation of what Destiny is for you guys. Because I don't think Steven and Jeff, you guys haven't played Destiny, right? The video game before?
No, but I know quite a bit about it.
You know quite a bit about it?
Yep.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So that actually saves me some
I know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Wait, hold on. I'm just going to turn my camera off on the call and reload Destiny or Roll20. Excuse me. Okay, so first thing I will do is when I reloaded, I lost your camera there, Jeff. Sorry. I gained my camera and then subsequently lost yours in Roll20. I don't know why that is. Let me just try reconnecting one more time here and see if that makes a...
My Roll20 keeps crashing.
That's weird. So first thing I will do is I need to adjust my speakers here for a sec because I want to be able to pick this up on the call. I was very pleased to find this, guys. Okay, so for those unfamiliar, that is the soundtrack to the Destiny role-playing game. I thought that was pretty cool that on the jukebox for Roll20, I was able to track down the soundtrack for this, which was pretty great. So I think that rather than trying to explain what Destiny is about, we're just going to get playing in the same way that we would if we were playing the video game. So there are two choices that you guys need to make. The first is what race do you want to be? Hey, Jeff, you're back in the camera. And the races in Destiny are there are obviously humans, and I'll show you some of these. So humans. There are a race called the Awoken. And what they are is sort of like modified humans. There was a catastrophic incident out near the asteroid belt centuries ago, like centuries and centuries ago. And the consequence of that was that the humans were modified. So the Awoken all have lavender or white or blue skin with glowing eyes. Like their irises actually glow. They are actually creatures of both the darkness and light. So they are they have some other unusual abilities, like they have prophetic visions sometimes, prophetic dreams, things like that. And then the final race are the Exo, and the Exo are a race of basically sentient machines. They are incredibly advanced, such that they cannot really be fixed with like mechanics and stuff like that. Their bodies function largely at the like nanomolecular level. So in order to be healed, they either have to heal on their own, or there has to be some incredibly advanced technology. So what you're going to want to pick is which of those three races you're from: human, exo, or awoken. And then you're going to pick one of three classes. The classes are Hunter, Titan, and Warlock. The Hunter is the ranged attack DPS machine who's great at tracking, and each of the three different classes has a different way of using the light. It's sort of like the power that it the power, I guess, of life in the universe. That's sort of what drives your characters in Destiny. Hunter uses those powers to sort of manifest attacks and so forth. So this is what a Hunter looks like, guys, in his armor. The Titan uses his powers to defend. He is a paragon of strength and durability. And the final is the Warlock, and the Warlock uses his powers, or her powers, I suppose, for unusual or supernatural reasons. They're generally the squishiest of the three, but they also have more neat, kind of unusual abilities they can use. They're also sort of half mad. Hunters are generally loners. The Warlocks are kind of half insane, and the Titans are sort of driven to protect. So first off, let's maybe start with a class. Which of the classes most appeals to you guys?
You first, Jeff.
I think I'd play a Hunter or Warlock.
Okay, Steve, do you have your decision or your choices down to two?
In that case, I'll take a Titan.
You'll take a Titan, okay? So,
Okay.
Steve, you go ahead and open up the Titan character sheet. And Jeff, which of Hunter or Warlock do you want to use?
Let's be a Hunter.
Hunter, okay. So I'll open up the Titan and the Hunter. So you guys feel free to open up the character sheets. Now these should look familiar to you. For those listening at home, both Jeff and Steve played in my Star Wars campaign. Let me just take it off the vehicle sheet, guys. Then it'll look a little more familiar. There we go. Both Jeff and Steve have a lot of experience with the underlying system that drives the Genesys role-playing game. If you're not familiar with the game, Genesys is effectively the marketed as being the generic version of the same rules that drove the Star Wars game. So you guys will recognize the blue, blue, green, yellow, black, purple, and red dice from our Star Wars game. So you also may recall from using these character sheets before, the Roll20 character sheets we're using are the Star Wars ones because they're just as good as the others. If you go under the Combat tab, guys, you will see where your special abilities are. So there are some weapons listed at the top there, and then if you go down to Talents and Special Abilities, let's see here. So the Hunter actually has the most special abilities in terms of like specific things it can do of the three classes. You've got an ability called Hamstring Shot, which is once per round. You can make your attack roll against a ranged attack roll against someone, do half damage, but then it means that they're immobilized, they can't move. Quick Draw, once per round, you can, that's obviously Quick Draw is Quick Draw. Swift, you don't suffer penalties for moving through difficult terrain, so you can nothing's going to slow you down, which is quite good. You got Rapid Reaction. You can suffer a strain to add 1 to a Vigilance or Cool check made for initiative. Remember that depending on the circumstances in which combat breaks out, you use either Vigilance or Cool to roll initiative. Dual Wielder, you can dual wield with less penalties. You got an ability called Fan the Hammer, which adds once per encounter, adds the auto fire quality. Remember that any qualities on your weapons, it generally costs you 2 advantage to trigger them. So what that allows you to do, Jeff, is if you've got a pistol in your hand, you can just blaze away with it, and every 2 advantage triggers another hit with it. Dodge, you can spend 1 strain to make yourself harder to hit, and then Eagle Eyes. Once per encounter, you can make before making a ranged combat check, use this to increase your weapon by 1 range band. So it's a great way of getting extra bang for your buck. You have 4 weapons listed there too: auto rifle, a kind of grenade, a special ability, and then a combat, and then a up close and melee thing. The only things you need to concern yourself with to start with are just the auto rifle. And Steve-O, your abilities are, you're durable, so you reduce critical injuries by 20. Anyone who rolls a critical hit against you, you reduce it by 20.
Nice.
Coordinate Assault is up to 3 allies in short range add 1 advantage to all their combat checks. So that's, and you can do that once per turn as an incidental. Lucky Strike, when you make a successful combat check, spend a story point. Story points are exactly like Destiny points or Force points in Star Wars. You guys each contribute 2 to the pool, so you start with 4. You have 4 story points.
My talent.
I have 1 per player, and I got 2. Works just like Star Wars. You guys spend it, it goes into my pool. I spend it, it goes into your pool. One thing we're going to do, though, is you can use it to re-roll. So, because you couldn't do that in Star Wars. You can't do it in the rules as written in Genesis, but that's just, I don't see any reason not to allow that, in particular if I'm going to be able to use that for my NPCs. Heroic Will, you can spend a story point to ignore critical injury penalties to your ranged weapons and your brawl. And finally, Grenadier, when you make a ranged combat check with a weapon that has a blast quality, like the grenades that you'll learn to use soon, you can spend a story point to trigger your blast effect instead of having to spend advantage.
Nice. For some reason, I can't see all of my abilities, but that's okay.
Are you scrolling down?
I'm scrolling down, and it's like they're, for whatever reason, it's just blank between talents and force powers. You'll just have to remind me what the last 2 or 3 are.
It's blank between talents.
I can see durable, coordinated, and lucky strike.
Yep.
And I can't see anything below that before force powers, but a gap, which is kind of weird.
Oh, that's weird. Maybe Steve, hit refresh.
Hit refresh. Okay.
Hit refresh.
I was guessing it would be roll 20.
Yeah. So while that's refreshing, Jeff, what race is your guy? Human, Awoken, or Exo?
No.
I think I'll be an Exo.
Cool. Okay. So what the Exo gains then is you. Oh, wrong thing. You don't need to eat, sleep, or breathe. You're unaffected by toxins or poisons, and you do not. Oh, that's a 7 things. So that's it. Because you're a living mechanism. Steve, did that help at all?
No, it didn't.
Okay, so the only 2 you're missing, Steve, you see Lucky Strike, right?
Yeah.
So you got Heroic Will, which allows you to spend it. I'll tell you if that comes up. And then Grenadier is just the one that you can spend a story point to trigger the blast effect on your abilities.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so the only weapons that the auto rifle is what you'll be starting with, and then you have an arc grenade, and Jeff, you got a solar grenade. Those, you do not have them just yet. The solar grenade and the golden gun on yours, Jeff, we're not going to get yet. And arc grenade and Fist of Havoc, Steve, we won't deal with just yet.
Okay.
2 abilities that are not listed on the character sheet. Steve, your character can, can use basically his residual light to float, to sort of lift himself straight up. Or to jump and then use his momentum to hover up to a distance of short range. So like 1 movement.
Okay.
You also have an ability, Steve, that you can, because to model something that's not on the character sheet, you can choose to use your light to try and create a giant barrier. Okay, so if you want to do that, what you're going to do is it will be a brawl roll against a certain difficulty, and then how well you roll will dictate how strong the barrier is.
Okay.
But that will cost you 2 strain to do that.
Okay, 2 strain.
So, you keep an eye on that. And Jeff, your 2 things is you can do what's called a double jump. So you can basically leap up to anywhere within short distance. within short range, and you can what do you call it? You can similarly mold light to do anything like sneaky or assassin E or tracking E. It's sort of a broad category, but they're the hunters are sort of seen as the, they're like the ranger rogue types.
Yeah.
So rather than just having a set list of abilities, that's what you can do. Is you can improv abilities too, and I've got rules that we can use to figure out what those applications will be, but you can just do that as it goes. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to switch us over to our loading screen here. So right now, you guys are in blackness. I can remove. No one's playing a warlock, so let me get rid of the warlock. Let me go, and I got your tokens here, guys. You guys should have control over your tokens. If you don't, let me know. I'm just resizing them so they're better. There we go. You guys go ahead and try and move those. Can you?
Yep.
Awesome. Steve, are you able to move yours? Your Teton? Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to place you guys out of the way here so we can see the screen here. So you guys start the game in blackness. And I'm going to, what you see in your sort of mind's eye is what you see on the screen, is the dawn coming over the Earth from space. A large city surrounded by a series of walls over which floats this giant damaged white sphere. And what you can hear someone saying to you is, "We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever. Great cities were built on Mars and Venus. Mercury became a garden world. Human lifespan tripled. It was a time of miracles. We stared out at the galaxy and knew that it was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars. But the Traveler had an enemy, a darkness which had hunted it for aeons across the black gulfs of space. Centuries after our golden age began, this darkness found us. And that was the end of everything. But it was also the beginning." So let me take your characters here, guys. Kill the music.
That music was good.
It's really great. It's incredibly. I've got a huge slate of different Destiny songs too. Appropriate for combat, appropriate for whatever. So let's move you guys over here. Did I forget to? Oh, fucking dummy! I selected the things, but forgot to bring your characters over. So you hear sort of a beeping sound, and you guys are in. I see. You hear the beeping sound first. There you go, guys. Let me just resize you a little bit so we're not taking up quite so much real estate here. The red, incidentally, is your wounds. The blue is your strain, and it should track to your character sheet as well. So you don't need to worry about switching back and forth. You can hear the sound of rushing water, and your eyes sort of blink, and you look up, and you see this floating in the air in front of you. And what it says is, "Guardian, eyes up, Guardian. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. You've been dead a long time, so you're going to see a lot of things you won't understand." And as you sit up, you look down at your hands, and you can see that both of you are in some kind of armor. And each of you has one of these little floating things drifting near you. And it seems to be, you can see the bits, the triangular bits around it are moving, and it's sort of like there's a blue beam that comes out that scans you. And you're looking around. The first thing we're going to do, guys, is while you do not recall anything about how you got here or who you are or anything like that, there is an initial impression that you get from yourself. So what I'd like is, Steve and Jeff, would you both each roll D100 twice?
Nice. All right. I never get to roll D100.
Nice.
33.
Okay.
Nice. I beat you by
That's hilarious.
3 each time.
You guys, Jesus. All right, so Jeff, I'm going to go. Yours will be your strength and your flaw first. These are personality traits that have taken the place of some of the stuff that was in Star Wars. So a 30 is courageous. Fear has no place in your character's heart. You laugh at danger and gladly push yourself to confront what others flee from. Note that your character probably still has a fear motivation. It's up to you whether the fear is the one thing that can undo your character's courage, or if this strength pushes them to confront the source of their fear no matter what. So your strength, for you, Jeff, is courageous. Your strength, Steve, is curious. Life is a million mysteries, and your character wants to learn about every one of them.
That suits me.
Okay. And then, Jeff, your flaw is timid. Your character, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to bump it up one. Anger. Your character lashes out at themselves or others with undue cause or with extreme force. They are quick to resort to physical force to solve their problems. And Steve, again, timid, but that doesn't really make sense for
Titan.
Yeah, so maybe I'll bump it back one. Reckless. Your character shows little regard for how their actions may affect themselves or others due to their low self-esteem or lack of forethought. They're especially prone to dangerous or inconsiderate actions.
Pro risk, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys awaken, and these little things are floating in front of you, and they say, "Guardian, I'm your ghost." And the other one says to the other one of you, "And I am your ghost." What do you guys do?
My literal ghost? What kind of ghost are you?
I am a fragment of the traveler, and I brought you back because. And then you hear this sort of like, imagine if an animal's snarl was fed through like a digitized processor. There's this from somewhere off. What surrounds this ruin that you can see there, guys? You're sort of probably like somewhere around here, like near the edge. What we cannot see on this picture is nearby. There's a fairly long convoy of vehicles, and the vehicles are like just gray or brownish, rusted wrecks at this point. And beyond that is where the tree line starts again. There are mountains sweeping up on either side. And you hear this snarl coming from those woods. The ghost says to one of you, "We better go. This is fallen territory, and they'll be coming for you."
All right, where are we going?
Well, we need to first. We need to arm yourself. You should be able to find something in those ruins. And then you hear again, "Roar!" And the other ghost says, "We better hurry."
All right, jump up and run to the ruins.
Okay, so you run to the ruins, and after a little bit of stumbling around, your ghosts are drifting ahead of you guys, and they're kind of scanning the areas, and then each of them finds. Clutched in the hands of effectively a skeleton with just like little tattered remnants of some kind of uniform on, 2 auto rifles, which are effectively like just battle rifles. There, these should do. And oh no, the fallen are coming. And you hear that snarl and some shouting in. It's not only a language you you've never heard before. You're also fairly certain it's not a human tongue that's speaking it. You guys are sort of right inside the in the ruins there. You flick it, and you can. There's a little light you can flick on each of the what do you call it? Each of the battle rifles and or auto rifles. At first, the battery is dead, and each of your ghosts drifts over and sort of does a scanning thing, and it recharges the battery. You check your clips, and you've got plenty of ammo for each of them. You both instinctively know that or you can hear that whatever is out there is closing in on this area. Is closing in on your location.
Okay, I look at Steve's character and I say, we should find a strategic position.
Agreed.
Okay.
Defensive.
Where do you think you guys can go ahead, like knowing what this sort of thing is going to look like? Where do you foresee your defensive stand being set?
Do we try to get up inside the structure?
Yeah, I think so. Like, second or third floor, maybe with somewhere where we have a line of sight to the stairs coming up.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so you guys sort of pick get yourself upstairs. You pick up a point where you can kind of watch down the stairs, and then you can hear this again, the sound of quite a few of these things sort of smashing their way through the structure and calling out. And you think you can hear a humming, and you look. Sort of from where the stairwell is, there's like some of the walls have been broken down, and you hear what sounds like the humming of like rotors or something like that coming from your floor. And what do you guys want to do? I think you guys are both, I'm picturing you both sort of watching the stairwell. Something is definitely on the floor below you right now. But it sounds like there's something maybe on your floor as well. What do you want to do?
Do we investigate?
It seems to be getting it's beeping and whirring as well.
I try to track down the source of the sound.
Yeah, I'll keep my gun trained on the stairs while he looks around.
Then we're not going to bother rolling initiative. I'm just going to assume you guys go first, and then actually, Jeff, you will go first because you're sort of covering that same area. Steve, I will get you to roll initiative. Let me just set up a initiative tracker here. Turn order. Okay. So I think you have to click on your token and then click on initiative.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been we've seen that
You're right.
as a problem before.
Where is this? Click on my token.
Let me roll for. Let me make sure I click the dice pool.
Okay, and then where is my initiative?
Okay, so for this, you're going to be rolling vigilance.
Vigilance, right? Okay, here we go. Rolling vigilance. Kaplow.
Nice. Okay. Who was the? Did you roll twice, or did you?
No, it went Titan then Hunter.
Yeah, I'm the hunter.
Oh, you rolled initiative too, Jeff. Okay, great. Yeah.
Oh, was I not supposed to?
Yeah. No, that's fine. I will add. Let's see here. So, let me see how they do. I actually have my fancy dice here, but it takes so fucking long to add up the numbers on it that I'm not going to bother rolling that thing. I'm just going to roll the dice pool. So 2 and 1. All right. So actually, it is going to be you guys, then the bad guys, then you guys again. Boom. So can I add a turn here? No, I can't. Not easily. Okay. Anyway, so first up, what we'll do is we will do you, Jeff. So you hear some things banging around downstairs, and then this crowd of creatures begin running up the hallway, and when they see you, they kind of scream out. And
as soon as I see them, I open fire.
That's what it looks like. And there are about 8 of them in total. And they're carrying little pistols like that as well, but they have a little bit of heavier armor on. They're also dressed in like a baby blue kind of, or darker blue kind of color. So yeah, Jeff, let me just set the difficulty for you. Oh, fuck, I had to close the dice pool again. Clear. All right, so the range is going to be short range, which, oh, you know what? It's been so long. I think short range might only be 1 purple. Here we go. And there isn't a table here for that. Oh, here we go. Short range is actually only 1 purple. So you can go ahead, Jeff, you use your light ranged to make the attack, your light range skill. Or actually, you can just click on the battle rifle or the auto rifle. It'll make all the rolls for you.
Yeah. Oh, there. This right here.
Yeah. All right. So you open up with it. You got 2 hits or 2 net hits. You don't get to trigger. The linked ability would let you hit a second time with the same amount, but you do hit for 9 points of damage. So there are. Let's see here. Their armor is. Their soak is 4. All right. So you begin sort of emptying out your shot into them. And one of them goes down and drops.
Nice.
Okay. You still have a maneuver if you want to. And also, I guess, as a reminder, you could have spent a maneuver to aim and add a blue to your dice roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just in...
I think that I had picked a spot where I could sort of back up to, so that when they now get to the crest of the stairs, I'll get another chance.
Yep.
Like after firing, as soon as I saw them, I'm backing up a little bit to a different strategic position.
Absolutely. So you start firing at one of them and you're back right up.
And I yell out, "They're here!"
Okay.
All right.
Steve, as you're sort of walking along, you hear that they're here, and then this thing drifts into view, and this is what it looks like. And you see where the source of the humming is. This thing gets to act next, so it is at short range as well, and it will. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Now we do. Oh, fuck. You know what? I do this every time. I hit clear pool instead of roll. All right. So this thing opens up these blue kind of like pulse bolts are flat firing out at you. And they slam home. So you take 6. That's 8 damage. But remember to subtract your soak from it.
And my soak is 7. Nice.
Nice. So you only take 1 point of damage. Go ahead and mark that on your token.
Boom. Done.
Nice. Okay, so this hits you, but there's not a lot of appreciable damage. And then I guess the other 2 things the other guys can open fire. Jeff, I'm going to assume that what you meant by your other maneuver is. Gosh, you moved. You could have spent another maneuver to take cover, which would have imposed a black on them. But that would have cost you 2. Remember that you get 1 free maneuver, and you can take a second one if you take 2 strain.
Right.
So your strain gets recovered at the end of you make a roll to recover a bunch of strain at the end of combat. Wounds are just more difficult to heal. Okay. So
actually, honestly, Kev, I was playing more like a video game than like a strategic role-playing game.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
On purpose.
Oh, on purpose. Okay. Well, no, I mean, like what I'd like for the purpose of the role playing game is to try and not. One of the nice things with playing a tabletop role playing game is that you get to do a lot more stuff and you have a lot more aspects to your character than what you can do in a video game.
Right.
Right. So, let's make the attack rolls for these guys. Then there are 3 left in the one group, so that's for them. So they open fire these little pulse bolts at you. You are tagged for
How come I didn't get to move?
9 points of damage.
All right.
Oh no, not you, Steve. This is against Jeff's character.
Oh, okay.
These are the little dregs guys, the alien thing I showed you before. And then the other one, let's get rid of that.
Wait, 9 damage. So I
subtract your soak. Yeah.
And what about defense?
No, what's your defense?
2.
2. Okay, hold up. Let me re-roll that because you've actually got 2. There's 2 blacks that are added to their dice pool. Then let me try again. No hit. Nice. So you dodge back, and there's these. It's a similar sort of like a kind of bluish white electrical kind of pulse slams into the wall, and the old dry plaster is blasted away from the side, and you duck back. The other group that was behind them. Let's see if they have any more success. Ooh, 1 hit, but that means you're only taking 6 damage. And I think that the advantage they will feed a blue to the next group. They're sort of like by trying to drive you back, they're allowing the other group to get in a better position, so they'll have a blue on their next attack. Okay, so that's the end of that round. Top of the round, who wants to go first? Oh, sorry, no, ignore me. Steve, you get to go still. Sorry.
All right, let's blast that little thing.
Okay. So you bring your rifle up and go ahead. Let me set the difficulty for you. It's short range, so it's only 1 purple.
Nice.
You go right ahead, rock and roll. Click on your auto rifle.
Kaboom. Nice.
There you go. Okay, so that's 3 hits. That's 10 damage. So that, let's see here. Their soak is a 4, so they take 6. Okay, so you blast this thing, kind of, is knocked off its sort of its hover mode, and it sort of wobbles around a little uncertainly, but it is not down. There's sparks flying out of it, but it's not quite destroyed yet. Okay, next round. Who wants to go first? It'll be PC, NPC, PC.
Do you want to come join me and then try to destroy this thing, and then I can help you out with the other guys? I gotta call you over, or do whatever you want.
Well, there's like 8 guys shooting at me still.
Oh. That's a lot.
Well, how far away is Steve?
Steve's probably short range away from you.
Oh, so we're not.
There's abstracted distances in this.
Yeah.
Your ghost says to you, Jeff,
yeah.
Why don't you use your solar grenade? Focus your light.
And
what you sort of move your hand to the side, and instinctually, you know that you can coalesce your power, your light power, into a grenade that you can throw.
Sure, I'll use a solar grenade against the group of.
Sure. It'll cost you 2 strain to do that.
Okay.
But then you can just click on the solar grenade. So there's this orangish, yellowish kind of light that forms in your hand. It's too bright to look at directly, and then make your attack roll.
Ooh.
Oh, holy shit! Okay, unfortunately, you didn't roll any advantage on that, but it does do a shit ton of damage. So you tag one of these things, and it explodes out. Now, but it's minions. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 13 damage, which means it goes through their armor quite. The stroke value is only a 4, so 9. 1, 2. Wow, another 3 of them are down, and it has you aren't able to trigger the burn, but to let you know what burn does, Jeff, is if you had rolled 2 advantage, burn means it lasts for 2 more rounds. They take the damage again next round and then again a round afterwards.
Oh, I see. So it's like lit the area on fire.
Yeah. So it explodes out, and basically one of the groups of them is down now. You still have 2 maneuvers if you want.
I will use those maneuvers to take cover here where I am.
Sure. Okay, so I'll give you another black on your defense. Okay, so then the bad guys go. So the last group of these little pukes comes running up, and 3 blacks on the attack. Okay, 1 and then a. Oh, they would have had a blue on that too, but fuck it. I'll say that the ones that I got the blue were killed. So there's a black. Now, one of the things I would like to do for tonight, guys, is I'm going to give you the opportunity whenever I roll blacks or whenever I roll disadvantage, you can choose what happens. So do you want them to suffer a strain, which would mean they would, because they're a minion, they suffer damage? Or do you want them to lose the benefit of, actually, they haven't done a maneuver. That's really it. You think one of them is actually tagged by sort of a hail of fire?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so they take 1 extra damage, and then the shank sort of tries to reposition itself with you, Steve, and you do not have any defense. Is that right?
Defense. No defense.
No defense. Okay, so it attacks you. It fires. It gets a. I think what it does is it's. I'm going to use the advantage I rolled to. It notices that the floor is fairly weak underneath you, and next round it can make an attack to try and collapse the floor underneath you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that means, let's see here, the damage was 9 minus your soak of 7 means you take 2 points of damage. Or 2 wounds. Okay, so it hits you. All right. Then it is your turn, Steve. What are you doing?
Alrighty, I will Kree this thing, jump on it, and rip it apart.
Nice. Okay, so if you're gonna hit it, Steve, you can look down. You have an ability called something or other.
Shock Fist or Fist of Havoc?
Shock Fist is what I'm thinking of.
All right.
So go ahead and click on that.
Boom! Come on! Oh, what is up?
Whoa! Oh, you know what though? I'm sorry, Steve. I got to make you re-roll because it's
no.
Why don't we do this? I'm going to roll 1 purple because there should be 1 purple. Let me just clear this out.
Purple. There was 1
It should have been
purple.
2 though. Melee is always a 2 difficulty, so let's just see what comes up on it.
Nice.
It's 1. Oh fuck it! So it's 1.
Failure. So we've got 3 successes, 3 advantage, and a triumph.
3 and a triumph. All right. So this thing is going to be destroyed by that. You can also trigger. So what Disorient does, Steve, is it adds a black dice to all their actions for a number of rounds equal to the Disorient quality. Okay. So when you hit something with your Shock Fist, what happens is it's literally a shocking fist. There's bluish white electricity that flares up in your hand. You leap forward and bam, hit this thing. It goes flying back into the other room and sort of skitters around and then does not move again. With the triumph, or you know what I'll let you do, Steve, is do you want to heal those 2 wounds?
Let's heal 2 wounds here. I've got 3, but all right, sure.
Sure, I'll say 2 you can do with that.
All right.
That's not in the rules as written. It just seems like you've got nothing else you can do with that triumph right now, and I'd sooner...
Regenerates me. All right.
Okay, okay, now we actually... so it was Steve's turn. Now it's top of the round. Jeff, what are you going to do?
I'll be right back.
Sure.
Let's just use the auto rifle and I'll take aim with my action.
Remember, you can spend. You guys have 4 story points, and you can spend the story points to get advantage on the roll too, right? You can buff up one of your greens becomes a yellow, or you add another green to the roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so let's do both of those.
Okay. So I've already clicked on your upgrade. So go ahead and if you want to aim, I'll add a blue.
So hit one upgrade and hit one blue.
Got it. Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. Dice pool's ready for you.
Combat. Auto rifle. Whoa.
Oh, did you hit an upgrade and a blue?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got it handled on my side. So go ahead and yeah, clear that and let's try it again. That is a great fucking roll, though.
A lot of successes and it's still
holy shit. Almost the same amount. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 13 damage, and you can trigger linked, which means you kill all of these things because you do 26 damage.
Oh,
so what does this look like as you jump in there?
As
a reminder, this is what these where are they here? The fallen drag. So that's what these guys look like. Oopsies, wrong thing. Yeah, you blast away, and
it's like, it's almost like slow motion or something. Like he just pulls the trigger and he just goes to automatic fire, but he's moving so fast that instead of just spraying the bullets, it's moving the gun so fast that every time it fires, he's lined up another one of these drags.
Awesome. So yeah, you just make an absolute mess of them. Your ghosts each say make a comment of, oh, they dropped an engram. You have no idea what it's talking
about. Engram?
An engram, the fifth state of matter. Something discovered during the Golden Age.
You're truly not very helpful.
And it sort of like rolls in the air. I'm sorry. I will try to be more helpful. An engram is matter that has been secured in data form. It exists in a data space. And with sufficient power, we can convert it from data back into matter. So,
what I would like to get it.
Jeffrey, would you kindly roll a D10 and let me see here. Do you have the ability to create a dice pool on your character sheet? I can't remember. You do. Excellent. So both Jeff and Steve, would you kindly make a dice pool of 2 yellows and 2 greens?
2 yellows, 2 greens. Can we do that with a dice roller?
Yes, please. At the very top of your character sheet. Okay, Jeff, thanks for that. Now go ahead and roll your 2 greens and 2 yellows, Jeff. Whoa!
Holy
nice. That's pretty decent.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
So the ghost sort of drifts over this fallen bit of, like, it's a crystal kind of thing. It, scans this thing, and then sort of like beams some sort of little whitish light down onto it, and then the thing sort of like it's like sort of like the de-resing in reverse, like from Tron, where it kind of forms, and then this what forms there, Jeff, is a pulse rifle. So this is just like it's very similar to your auto rifle, but it actually has another. It is more accurate. And it fires in auto mode, not linked. So, and because of your roll, let's see here, that's 2 advantage you rolled.
No, Steve rolled 2 advantage.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, shit, you rolled a triumph.
I rolled 1 advantage and 1 triumph.
Wow. Okay, so... Ooh, so this thing also has the lethal quality, so the crit rating is reduced by 1. Remember, you trigger critical hits by spending advantage.
So should I just change auto rifle to pulse rifle?
Yeah, it's probably easiest for now because you're probably going to dump that one in favor of this one. Dump that one. Take out the
link 1 and replace it with auto fire.
With auto fire and accurate 2. And reduce the crit rating down by 1.
So down to 3?
Yep. And you rolled one other advantage, so this also has the knockdown quality. So you can add that as a quality as well. You can spend 2 advantage to knock a target down.
Okay. So fire, accurate 2, knockdown. The damage is the same.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And Steve-O, give me a D10 roll as well.
All right. Four.
Okay, so what forms from your Steve is a machine gun.
Yeah.
Like kind of a what do you call it? Like a Jesse Ventura style giant fucking thing. And then you rolled 2 advantage. So it has also the vicious quality. This is actually a totally different thing from your auto rifle, and you're probably going to want to keep your auto rifle.
Okay.
This is not like the pulse rifle is very close to what the what do you call it is to what the auto rifle is, Jeff. You can keep your auto rifle too.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. So okay. And the damage Steve-O is. 1 second, let me find it. Where is it? And what vicious does, Steve, is when you roll a crit, you add +10. You're well, I think with Oscara, you're very familiar with the vicious quality.
Oh yes.
Okay, so check out damage is 15. The crit is a 3.
Nice.
Encumbrance is a 6, so that is really badass. Here's the qualities. It has auto fire. It is cumbersome 4, so you need to have a brawn of 4 or higher, or some other way to mitigate it. It's inaccurate 1, which means you add a black to your dice pool.
Okay.
It has pierce 3, which means it ignores 3 points of soak, and it is vicious. Okay, so normally it's vicious 3. It's now vicious 4.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, now one of the final cool things is each of your weapons needs to have a name. These are pretty unique things. So, Jeff, what do you think the name is of your pulse rifle? Knowing that its qualities are that it is lethal and can knock people down.
Let's say its name is Kicker.
Kicker, love it. Okay, and Steve, what's the name of your machine gun?
I'm going to call him Prince.
Prince, nice. Okay, so you guys have your first loot. Now, it sounds like you may not have to wait to use those things because there are more of these things coming through the ruins. Do you want to try and position yourself somewhere else now, guys? Remember that each range band is sort of. Oh, I didn't put the ranges down for your weapons. Pulse. The pulse rifle has the same range as your auto rifle. And the range on the cannon is long. You guys also feel that you're brimming with light at this point. As you've been fighting, you've been generating more. And at this point, guys, you now each have access to your special ability or your super. So, Jeff, you have access to Golden Gun now. To use Golden Gun, it'll cost you 5 strain. And Steve, you now have access to Fist of Havoc. Now, sort of the badass thing with a Golden Gun, Jeff, is that it is pretty much you point it at someone and you'll kill them. You ignore range penalties for that. You can fire it up to extreme range and you act as if they're right next to you. It does a shit ton of damage and it cuts right through armor.
Wow.
But it costs you a lot of strain.
So Steve, do I get the 2 strain back that I already spent, or when do you get them back?
Okay, so first off is you did have 1 leftover advantage, and you can always spend advantage to recover strain.
Okay.
So you can recover 1 strain that way. And then at the end of the fight, you roll your, I can't remember if it's a cool or something else. You roll that strain damage. No, where is recovery? Recovery and healing. Here we go. Make either a discipline or a cool check. Just a raw one. Let me clear the dice pool. So you're not suffering any penalties. Okay. And whichever one is better, roll that. And then for each hit, you recover 1 strain. So basically, as long as you get 1 hit, you're good. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, your strain is back.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it is... so you can hear there's more of these things sort of rattling around. And you actually hear the sound of, like... of something outside. You spare a peek outside one of the ruined windows. And this is what you see outside, guys.
Yeah.
You can click on it, and it'll basically be full screen. So you see more of these things armored, and they're all talking to each other in that digitized kind of snarl kind of way. And there's that big kind of spider tank thing that's moving, and then it's the big cannon is turning itself towards you, or towards where you guys are. The ghost says, well, that's not good. What your ghost can do too, guys, is your ghost is sort of like, it's not as useful as the Green Lantern ring, but it's sort of like, it can hack into things. It can try and access, old technology. It can scout for you. The thing is that the ghost is what brought you back to life. If your ghost dies and you die for good.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what are you guys going to do?
I say let's get back from the windows and move to the far side of the building.
Okay. You start doing that, and then basically as you guys are halfway across the room, there's this massive explosion, and a bunch of shit comes flying in from the window where the that cannon on the top of the spider tank hits the wall. You can hear also some screeching from inside the building. Where do you want to? Remember how far you can jump to. You can jump up to short range, so you can easily jump from second story to first story. The ghost says we should find transportation. We need to get you back to the city.
All right. Where are we going to find transportation?
If we can access the uplink, I may be able to transport. I may be able to transmat transportation for you. Are either of you guys of any use with computers?
Let's see here. Skills?
Not really.
There's my brawn, 5. Okay. Computers, 2 green.
2 green. Well, I just realized one thing, Steve. I'm just going to quickly switch you back to your comics. I think I forgot to set the skill for your what do you call it, for prints?
Gotcha.
Here we go. Actually, so I just want to see which is better for you. Let's see here. Oh yeah, okay. All right. Now,
I look at the ghost and I say, so where in this building do you suggest that we go so that you can access us some transportation?
I think if we were on the roof, perhaps we together can boost our signals. And the other ghost says, yes, I agree with that. It will take some time to lock in on the signal, though. You will have to hold off the Fallen.
Excellent.
So you can sort of picture yourselves, racing your way up, through this building to the top floor. How do you see yourself sort of setting up your defenses on the top? It's sort of like, imagine that if a giant hand had scooped away the roof and most of the walls from the top floor. That's what you're looking at now. And there is, because this thing has been, or this area has been set open for so long, there's clearly, trees growing up out of the remains of the structure. There's once or twice, maybe, Steve, where you actually sort of like your foot goes through the floor, and you have to use your ability to sort of float, keep on going.
Okay.
You're much more nimble, Jeff, so you're sort of dancing back and forth up the stairs.
Well, let's stay on the far side of the roof so that the tank doesn't have a line of sight on us.
Excellent. Good call. Okay. So you do that. The ghosts sort of, they can actually open up themselves and have this weird blue spherish thing. And there's two of them that are sort of interlocking. And they're saying, working, just hold them. Oh my. And then you see that two of those shanks, these guys here, come drifting into view. So we won't bother rolling initiative. We'll just keep it the same initiative order. Well, actually, I shouldn't say it. Do you guys want to roll initiative again? Try and get better than last time?
Sure.
I think I fucked you over last time because I had some dice in the dice pool. So hold on, let me empty it out. Go ahead and click on your token, and then click on initiative. Let me just clear what's in there. Okay, go ahead, guys.
Okay. And
what I'm thinking is that it's going to be, we'll say it'll be 5 rounds until the hack is complete. So we'll just count down from that.
I think you didn't click on your.
Is it vigilance? Sorry.
It'll be vigilance now. Yeah. No, it'll be cool now.
Cool.
Cool is when you know there's going to be a fight. Ooh, very nice, guys.
All right.
Okay, let's see how the let's see how they do. Actually, I'll do this. Boom. How'd they do? They rolled 2 and 1. Okay, so again, it'll be PC, NPC, PC. So who would like to go first? These two shanks have drifted into view. What would you like to do, guys?
Why don't you give the prince?
Who wants
Prince him?
Yeah, prince him.
All right.
Okay. You lower
Rock and
your.
roll.
Okay, so it is short range. I'm going to spend a story point to upgrade your difficulty.
Okay.
So let me just set the difficulty here because.
Do I strafe them? Can I strafe them with this thing?
So hold on. What autofire? The autofire quality does is. Okay, so autofire is generally less accurate, so you must increase the difficulty by 1 purple. But if you hit, every 2 advantage you spend triggers an additional hit. Oh, so basically it's just another target for every 2 you spend.
Is it another target for every 2 I spend?
Or additional hit to the target. Yeah, so you can spend it. It's like linked, but more versatile.
Right.
So,
but my skill is only 3 yellows, right?
Hold up, let me switch you back. I think I've got you in the wrong. It should be the way that you can set up skills in this. Like skills are not strictly defined. And for a Destiny game, I wouldn't bother making the difference between like light range and heavy range. I would just have a ranged combat skill.
Okay. Well, I don't think I'll do the auto fire. I think I'll just do regular fire and then use crits if I get some advantage, because I don't think I have enough dice.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Then go ahead, Steve. Your roll. I got the difficulty. Oh, hold on, 1 sec. Sorry, I got something else in the dice roll that shouldn't be there.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Boom. Hey, all right.
Woo! All right, so you do hit, and Jesus Christ, so that's 17 damage. That shreds one. Oh, and it's got Pierce 3. So yeah, it absolutely destroys one of those things. It's chunks of electronics and gear go flying everywhere. Jeff, what would you like to do?
You go, Prince.
He laughs. That thing's pretty nice. And then he takes aim with his pulse rifle.
Okay, so blue.
And fires at the other one.
Go ahead. Oh, it's accurate as well, too, so you got +2 blues.
So did you do that?
I have done that. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to double up on stuff again.
Nice.
Wow.
Holy Christ! All right, so that's also got. Oh, you know what? It's got auto fire. So the difficulty would have been one higher. Why don't you? I actually have to run to the washroom. I've clicked the difficulty up. Go ahead and click on it again, and then decide how you want to spend your points.
Whoa.
Noise.
It's a lot of advantage.
You crits. I think it's dead anyway.
So how do you do crits?
It should be like, depending on your critical rating, it'll be that many like advantages to get a crit. So if your critical rating is a 3 or a 4, then you spend 3 or 4 advantages to get a crit.
Right. And what does auto fire do again? Do you remember?
Auto fire, if you use it, you spend it. You add the extra difficulty to hit to get an extra hit for 2 advantage. I wonder if you can do it retroactively. I don't know. I don't think so. I think you call auto fire and then you get an extra difficulty. And
Yeah,
then for
because
every
Kevin added another difficulty.
did he? It would because you were using auto fire.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
well.
the weapon just has it.
Holy
So
shit!
you already used it once, then, right? Sorry, you could use it twice.
Wow. Okay, so that does, just so you know how auto fire works. You can keep spending advantage.
Oh my goodness.
So you did 10 points of damage on your first hit. You got 2, 4, 6 advantage you could spend as well.
7.
So, well, 7 in total, but it's 2 to trigger auto fire.
Okay.
So basically, you could hit another 3 times.
Or I could use my crit.
Or you could use your crit. Yeah, absolutely.
And
or a
auto
combo
fire
of those 2
twice.
things.
Yeah.
You could do 2.
Nice.
You could do a crit and then do 2 auto fires.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
Yeah,
do you
that's what
wanna
I'll do.
Okay, so like this thing's gonna fucking die, obviously, but let's roll the crit for fun here.
The crit is those things that tell you like what bad effect you get.
Yes, remember crits aren't quite
Yeah,
as.
I can't remember those now.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are a lot of fun.
Let me set up. I actually don't have any NPC set up in here, so let me just add someone here. Add a character. His name is Deadman. And let's see how Deadman does on his crit. Okay, so that is on critical injuries. There's no modifier. Let's see what he gets. Boom. He suffers. You guys are seeing it before I am here. Agonizing wound.
Ouch.
Increased difficulty of all brawn and agility by 1 difficulty die until the end of the encounter. Holy shit. Okay, so this thing is destroyed anyway. And actually, what I'll let you do, because it's just cool, is you bring it around and you empty 2 more shots down into the oncoming dregs.
Sweet.
So yeah, great fucking job. I think I forgot to go with one of the guys there. So what I'll go with instead now is charging up the stairs is which one do I like better? I think I like this one better. Is this scary looking dude flanked by 2 more groups of dregs. His baleful, glowing blue eyes. And he raises this rifle towards you guys. All right, now he is going to be a tougher fight here.
He's got a cool rifle.
He does. Now, I think I know the answer to this, but because the loot rules I think are kind of fun. Before he gets up there, let's say you have 1 more opportunity to loot.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I like the loot rules.
Okay, so then what I need is for each of you, let me clear my dice pool here, and then I'm going to get each of you guys to roll a D10, and then you assemble a dice pool. Oh, you know what? Did you guys clear your dice pool before you rolled? Or are there still 2 greens and 2 yellows?
No, I cleared it.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything on my dice pool.
Oh, okay, cool. Then, because I was thinking, like, that'll explain why you roll so well if you just had a bunch of extra dice.
Yeah, right.
So what I'd like you to do is please roll have 2 greens, 2 yellows, and then roll a D10, and then roll that.
Nice.
See what loot you get.
You go ahead, Steve, and roll first.
You know what, actually, I'm going to get you to go twice. So here we go. So Titan's got, holy shit. Okay, and then what's your D10, Steve?
In D10, 4 again.
4. Oh. So that would be another machine gun. Do you want another machine gun, or you want to roll something different, see what else can come up?
Well, we can always see what else comes up, can't we?
Yeah.
All right.
Boom,
Boom,
so like two.
Yeah.
Ooh, a fusion rifle.
Ooh.
This is a pretty badass. Now you guys don't have to these are transferable. You can swap them between each other too.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
For future, what you might want to do is, if we happen to roll the same weapon, is maybe just give an upgrade to it or something.
Well, because we're rolling random, this abilities it's got, like you can in theory could find another machine gun with
different machine gun that you like better. That's true.
Totally. Like there's a different one. So because I mean, like that is a very big part of the game. It's very World of Warcraft like that. So, and plus it's kind of fun too. Like, you know, like the loot rules are some of my favorite things in, like, you know, old school D&D and Savage Worlds and stuff like that, and in Shadow of the Demon Lord. So I wanted to have that same kind of fun with this.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's definitely
okay. So
fun.
Steve, you got a fusion rifle,
Mm-hmm.
and it is. Ooh, we'll give it. Okay, do you think it's accurate, Steve, or do you think it is a sundering thing? Like it can destroy objects quite easily.
What do you want, Jeff?
Well, I don't know. Whatever you want, man. An object destroyer might be good because could end up fighting a tank.
All right, let's do some sundering.
Okay, so it's a fusion rifle with the sunder and practice makes perfect quality. So what this is basically for the first time you use it in an encounter, you get a blue.
Nice.
So it gets a blue. Ooh. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, cool. So, Jeff, why don't you give me a D10 and then a dice pool roll? The 2 greens, 2 blue, or two greens, 2 yellows. I'll tell you what the stats for that fusion rifle is. 10. You found a rocket launcher.
Oh, whoa. Nice. That's useful.
Okay, it's a rocket launcher with the vicious quality. So it gets +1 to its what do you call it? To its damage. Now, do you guys know how to add new weapons to your? Okay, cool. So Jeff, I'll just give you the stats for this. So Jeff, let's see here. Where is it? The skill it's going to use is gunnery. The damage is 15. Crit is 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, that's right. Yeah, it's 2. Range is extreme.
Okay.
Then it has the breach 4 quality, which means it ignores 4 points of vehicle armor. It is cumbersome 3, which I think is more than what your what do you call it? More than what your brawn is. So you're gonna set a penalty there. It's guided 4, which means if you miss, you can spend 2 advantage to have it seek back.
Ooh.
It has limited ammo of 3. Prepare 1. You got to spend 1 round sort of lining it up. But it's got vicious 6. So you add 60 to your roll for criticals.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, and then Steve-O.
Wait, so some of those were the random things that I rolled?
Yeah. The vicious was the random thing. Because you rolled 2 advantages.
Wow.
Now you're gonna have to, Kevin. You're gonna have to input it for me because I'm having that weird thing going on with my screen.
Oh, the display?
Yeah, like it just
Yeah, sure.
things disappear on my. Yeah.
Okay, so can you see prints?
I can see prints, but if I start scrolling or clicking on it, then it
How about
disappears.
now? Can you see the new one that I added there, Steve?
I'm rebooting and reloading rather. And I can see, all I can see is prints at the moment.
Okay, how about this one? I just hit fusion rifle in there. Can you see that now?
Oh, now I've got a blank. Hold on here. I'll open it again. And now I see fusion rifle, although part of it's blanked out.
Okay, so let's see here. Well, let me finish adding shit in here. So this is a, let's see here, uses gunnery. Damage on this is a 9. Critical on this is a 3. The range is extreme. And crit was 3, and it has the breach and cumbersome quality. Okay, so you can get around the cumbersome thing, Jeff, by bracing it on something. That'll give you 1 extra point of strength. And then the special abilities you rolled, Steve-O, was Sunder and oh yeah, right, and that makes perfect. So it adds 1 blue. Yikes, that's crazy. Okay. So just so you know what breach is. Breach is the ability that vehicle armor is 10 times as effective as what personal armor is. So if a vehicle's got a soak of 4, at the personal scale, that counts as 40. What breach does is it's basically 10 points of piercing for every point.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like fusion rifle, anything, basically the fusion rifle and the missile launcher ignore personal scale armor.
Nice.
So you guys are looking at these things and kind of like, whoa, this is pretty. Oh, you know, there was one more thing I wanted you guys to roll. Would you kindly each roll out those dice pools again?
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, nice.
I thought I rolled.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
I didn't roll yet.
Okay, where is it here? There we go. Okay. So,
Oh, I did it twice. There was just a major delay.
Okay, so you find there's a bit of a do you want +1 to the melee defense of your armor, or do you want a special embellishment which gives you an automatic advantage on one of these skills, on charm, coercion, negotiation, leadership, resilience, or stealth? So like if you pick the stealth one, it'd probably be like some kind of like stealth, paint scheme. If it was negotiate or coercion, it would look scary.
Oh, we're both choosing?
Yeah, each of you gets to choose one of them because you rolled effectively the same amount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same amount of advantage.
And this is on the new weapon?
No, this is on your armor. These are armor upgrades.
Oh.
So your armor can either get +1 melee defense, or it can get the automatic advantage on one of those skills.
I'll take the stealth upgrade.
Okay. So go into your armor, Jeff, and just put down +1 advantage on stealth. And Steve, how about you? Do you want the melee defense or one of the skill boosts?
Let's see. Skill boost here. I like a skill boost.
It would be either charm, coercion, negotiation, leadership, resilience, or stealth.
Let's go. Oh, I've already got a lot of resilience. My stealth kind of sucks. Sure, let's go stealth.
Okay, so they'll give you an automatic advantage on it. Just go ahead and under your armor, just list that. Say +1 advantage.
+1.
And what we'll do, because I want to end with a different scene. you guys are sort of more of these things that are coming up, but you're able to sort of keep them off. Did you guys want to try and engage that tank with your new, much more powerful weapons, or did you want to just try?
I was thinking it might be interesting. I don't know what kind of opportunity will be in the last scene, but it might make sense to at least fire my new rocket launcher at it.
Absolutely. Let me grab some stats here.
I could try the fusion rifle.
Okay, so you guys grab your two things. Describe for me how you're going to the side there, because I think that the tank is. We'll do. So why don't we just roll initiative? Because I think he's trying to line up a shot, but you're also able to sort of try and sneak. Why don't we do this? I'm going to roll their perception with their sensors, and then you guys use your stealth.
Okay, so how does +1 work then on stealth?
Oh no! You know what? Hold up. This is retarded. I forgot. It's Genesys, so I can do all that in the dice pool, because that's how contested things work.
Oh,
so
right.
I set the dice pool. Right, yeah. So sorry, I'm a fucking dummy.
So does that mean my armor gives me 1 upgrade?
No, it gets you 1 advantage.
Oh,
no, not an upgrade.
Automatic advantage.
Yeah, you count as if you've already rolled 1 advantage.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so why don't you guys each click on your stealth? I've set the difficulty here. Holy crap. Oh, I think you forgot to clear
I can't add an advantage.
Hunter, I think you forgot to clear your dice pool. Jesus Christ.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
That was a lot of dice.
That was a lot of dice.
Upgrade is upgrade 1. Does that mean advantage?
No. Advantage just means that when you roll, we're going to add 1 advantage.
Okay.
It's the little rebellion symbol there.
Okay.
So
2 advantage.
Ooh, 2 advantage. So you do not succeed. Yeah, you needed to. So I think he may get a shot on you there. If he wins initiative, he gets to shoot you. Hunter, you're fine. You do suffer. So you would have 1 extra advantage. So it's only 1 disadvantage you've got. So I'm going to give him a blue on his next action against you. But let's roll initiative. So you guys go ahead and let me clear the initiative thing here. Remove all turns. And you guys go ahead, click on your token, then click on your initiative score. I'm going to roll for the tunk. And tunks. Remember, what do you call it? Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? When they get all the stuff from that one, that king in the desert?
Right.
Yeah. The way that actor delivers the word tunks has stuck with me my entire life. You love this and Campbell's and tanks. Anyway, oh, good job! Holy shit, both of you guys. Good lord. Okay, so unless I roll insanely well, I am going to assume that I'm going to lose here.
Nice.
Hold on, I forgot to get rid of the bad dice though. Hold on.
No.
That would have been 3. No, I still would have lost to you guys. Okay. So you guys are up first. So even though this thing, you can see, you hope you take this thing out, Steve-O, because it's got a bead on you.
Okay.
It's exactly where you are. So why don't you tell me who's going first?
Well, I'm not risk averse. Well, maybe I'll shoot first because. Well, maybe you can take it out. I don't know. It's gonna shoot me though.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah. Well, go for it.
Okay. Fusion rifle. Although Prince does a lot of damage, but you know what? Hold on. I can't see my fusion rifle. Hold on here. But my fusion rifle. Sorry.
I was going to say Prince doesn't have the breach quality though.
Right. Okay.
So that's one of the big things here.
Okay. Here we go. Do I adjust anything?
What other features or qualities does it have?
I can't read it.
Oh, sorry, Steve. Let me open it up for you.
Sorry.
Titan, fusion rifle, breach, cumbersome, sunder. Oh, practice makes perfect. You'll have a blue on your first attack roll.
Nice.
Okay. So you line up with a shot. It kind of cycles up a charge, and then go ahead and fire.
Here we go. Oh, it just disappeared on me. Hold on. I got this. Here we go. And it's disappearing on me. Jeez, can you roll?
Do you want me to just click on it for you, Steve?
Yeah, thanks.
Here we go. Bow. Hey, 2 hits.
Oh yeah,
And 1 advantage. Okay, so that means so the breach 2 ignores 2 of its armor, but it does have 1 more point. It's got a vehicle armor of 3. But you do slightly more. You get just enough to pierce it. So you sort of hit the side of this thing and leave a scorch on it, but it's not quite good enough to get through the armor.
Okay.
So this thing has that cannon on you. Jeffrey, what qualities does your... oh, you know what, Steve? Hold up. I'm just going to roll a blue because I'm assuming you would have aimed here too. You would have spent an action to aim.
Sure.
Okay, so you got 2 advantage. You could grant a blue to Jeff. Or, let's see, what else could you do with 2 advantage?
Sure, it's totally focused on me.
Yeah, okay, cool. I love that. Yeah. Okay, so you got an extra blue on your attack roll there. Jeff, anything? Are you going to aim as well?
Yeah, I'm going to take aim.
Okay, so you got
and
2 blues.
My abilities are Breach 4, Cumbersome 3. So I'll set it down on the edge of the building.
Yeah, so you'll spend a maneuver to sort of set this thing up.
Guided 4. It only has 3 ammo.
Okay.
And it's Vicious 6.
There's still 3 story points if you want to upgrade your roll as well.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, spent. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
So it's breach 4, which means it cuts right through that armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so it's 20 points of damage. So that's 2 vehicle skill damage. So this thing rocks to the side and kind of wobbles back and forth. The crit. Oh, you needed 1 more advantage to get a crit. Yeah, shit, because that vicious 6 would have been great on that. All right, now it is tank's turn. So this thing moves its cannon towards you, Steve-O, and
I dodge.
See how well you do have. I'm gonna give you cover, so it'll have 1 black on it, and it's medium range. Did I forget to remind you guys that you can spend a story point to upgrade my difficulty?
You did mention that. Let's say I knew that the thing was trained on me, and I do a dive roll to the right.
Love it. Okay, so story point's gone, and skill level of these things is 1. It's 2 that. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, let's see how it does. And ooh, does hit, but it's got 3 disadvantage on it.
Nice.
All right, so Steve, you are basically vaporized.
Oh, okay.
Because you take 50 points of damage.
Okay.
So you fall a smoldering husk hits the ground. But we'll get back to you in just a moment, because that doesn't mean that you're out of the fight.
Okay.
It did suffer 3 disadvantage, though. So,
good Lord.
It could fall prone, guys, or it could Steve, you could get a significant advantage in the ongoing encounter, like blasting the controls to a bridge, or so you could basically impose a really advantageous effect on the scene as well.
Right, okay. I like the idea that maybe it had to like rotate too fast and it was off balance and then it blew itself onto its side.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it flies to the side and sort of like it's and trying to like reboot and get itself back up again. Okay, so you unfortunately are on the ground, dead.
Quite dead.
Again. Okay, so this is now on top of the round. So Jeff, you sort of look back and you're shocked by what just happened. He's fucking dead. But then you see that the ghosts sort of like they reform, and one of them goes drifting over and is hovering over him, and then expands back into that blue sphere. And another ghost drifts over towards you, and it's back in that weird blue thing. And it says, "You can assist him. Use your light."
Okay, so I'll use my light to assist him.
Okay, so you go over there, and I think it's going to cost you 2 strain to do this, and your action to do this. But at the start of next round, Steve, you will be back up. So effectively, the ghost has brought you back from the dead again. So, and you are now. Here's the benefit of dying: is you come back wound free. So you got no wounds now, Steve. The what do you call it? The spider tank has to spin around, getting itself back up again. Start of next round, Steve. You're on the ground and you're back again. Last thing you remember was a bright flash. What are you guys going to do?
I think stealth over to the edge, maybe in a different spot, and try to take another up shot at this thing.
Okay. Let me see what I said is a difficulty here. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make your stealth roll. Actually, I'm going to give you a blue on that as well. And go ahead and make your roll because of the angle. Okay, no problem. So you stealth yourself over there. That's one maneuver. If you want to brace the, you get a choice of one of two things. You can either brace the thing to get rid of the cumbersome issue, or you can aim. In either case, it'll cost you 2 strain to take another maneuver.
Wait, what was that?
So you've gone over and you had helped resuscitate Steve. You move yourself back, and now you're you can either brace the missile launcher again or the rocket launcher again, or you can use it to aim. So basically, I think that if you brace it, you're not suffering it nets honestly the same thing, but you're going to basically
it's either a blue or a black.
Yeah, so like you're going to need to have a if you aim, that means you're not bracing, so you're getting a black and a blue, which will cancel each other out, or you can brace and not have the black. So I think the net result means that in order to not take a penalty, you need to take 2 strain to have another maneuver.
No, so let's just do them extra dice. So I won't brace, but I'll aim. So I'll go for the RNG that my blue's going to do better than the black.
Okay, that works for me. Okay, difficulty is set. Go ahead and make your roll.
Here it is, rocket launcher.
Oh, hold on. Rocket launcher needs 1. It's got to prepare 1. You need to spend 1 round preparing it.
Oh, okay. So next round.
Yeah. So that's fine. So you're lining this thing up. Steve, what are you doing? You're lying on your back.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just sort of lying there, soaking up some sun.
You are back. You can get rid of all your wounds. That's the benefit of dying. Oh yeah, that's the upside to dying.
Okay, the upside to dying is that I am undead. All right.
Yeah, that's the kind of creepy thing about Destiny, is that you guys are kind of playing, immortal undead warriors, I guess.
All right, I'll suck it up.
Okay.
Get a second wind here.
Okay.
After getting vaporized.
What are you going to do?
So I'm back. All right.
Yeah, you're back. Like you're lying on your back. You've been recovered. Thanks to Jeff's character and your ghost, Jeff has fused some light into you, and you've been brought back.
Nice. Okay. Well, in that case, let's shake it off, and then get that fusion cannon back online.
Okay, so it's a maneuver to get back up.
Okay.
And then it would be a maneuver to move over to the edge again, which will cost you 2 strain.
Okay. Yeah.
And then go ahead and click on your stealth as well. Let's see if it spots you again.
Okay, stealth. +1 advantage.
Yep.
Boop. Oh, nice. A hit plus a despair.
Oh, despair.
Plus an advantage.
Okay. Jesus Christ. So, oh man, you know what's going to happen? Is you're trying to maneuver yourself along, and like I said, this place has seen better days, and I think like the multiple cannon hits has just led this because you did succeed, but you actually collapse through the ceiling and fall down one story. So you're one story down now.
Nice.
And you hit the ground, and I'm not going to do any damage to you, but the despair is that you've ruined your shot, so you're not going to be able to take a shot this round.
All right.
I was really.
I suppose.
I was really mean. You drop the rocket, or you drop the fusion rifle, but I will not do that. I won't be that mean. Okay, so you do lose a chance to shoot. So then the tank gets to go. It doesn't see any of you.
It got back up, did it?
It did, yeah. It spent the last round getting up while you were undying.
All right.
And it will actually, you know what I'm going to do is it'll make an active check. Jeff, what is your stealth?
Like what is my stat on it?
Yeah, like the total dice pool.
I think it's 3 yellow and 2 green.
Holy shit. 3 yellow, 2 green. Okay. So that's a fucking difficult pool. I don't think this guy's going to succeed here. Let's give it a try. No. He does get one advantage, though. But I'm not sure what he would spend that on at this point. And maybe he notices the crumbling, a bit of the ceiling falling down. So maybe he's going to search for other floors. But he does not see you. Okay, so it's next round. Who would like to go first? Jeff, you are ready to fire this turn?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to open fire first, then?
Push back to combat. Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead. Now, because you...
So now this time I can aim and put it down.
Absolutely. So it'll cost you 2 more strain to do both of those things. But then go ahead. I've adjusted the dice pool appropriately. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Come on, Betty.
Oh, shit. All right. So,
Oh, I can use a story point.
To re-roll. Yes, you can. There's one story point left. I need to start using mine. Sorry. Go ahead and make your re-roll.
Do it. Hit. Oh.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? Well, here's what 3 advantage can get you, though. You could force the target to drop a melee or ranged weapon they're wielding. So what I would say is that the cannon could have been, like their laser cannon could be inoperable for 1 round.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, so maybe it's trying to, it had switched over. You see inside one of the pilots is like, says something to the other one. It switches the mode, so it's tracking infrared. And then it sort of goes up there, and then suddenly the rocket goes down, and it tracks over, and then its aim is spoiled for this round. You have only 1 more shot left with Betty the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's Steve. What are you doing?
All right. Well, Steve is going to take aim and take cover.
Okay.
All right. And then use the old fusion rifle, which I think you're going to have to hit for me.
Okay. Let me set the difficulty here. You need to get a... Okay, and actually, if you want, Steve, you could take 2 strain to... Oh, actually, no, you can just aim if you want. So you could use your maneuver to aim, which would give you +1 blue.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And then...
And what, do I still get that other blue?
Which other blue?
For that quality.
Remember, that's only from the first shot in an encounter.
Okay.
So you've done that already. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Oh! So, because of that damn armor... hold on. Okay, so 2 advantage. Perform an immediate free maneuver that does not exceed the limit of 2 maneuvers per turn. Or give the target a black on its next check, or give an ally a blue on its next check.
I'll give ally a blue on his next check.
Okay, so how narratively do you think that works?
So with my fusion rifle, it actually comes fairly close. I was aiming for the pilot, trying to take him out, And so he has to duck back down inside the hull before he can come back up for a shot.
Yeah, love it. That's awesome. Okay, cool. I'll give you a story point for that. That's good narration. So you hit the thing. There's a flash, and you see this guy. Kind of gets back, and he's trying to. I guess the sensors I said were also set to infrared. So yeah, the fusion rifle just blinds everything. You know what was it? Oh, it's not slow. I was supposed to. There was a quality I was going to add to the fusion rifle, but I forgot to add that. So good to do that now. Oh, you're one off from getting a critical too. Damn it. Okay, so yeah, it leaves a scorch on the side, but it does not hurt it. So next round, the laser, the cannon on top sort of fires off in another direction, and does not fire this turn, or does not target you guys. So top of the round, who'd like to go first? Your ghosts are probably, they're back at the hacking. We can say that it's ready to, they're ready to get your gear is ready or whatever. They're ready with the uplink.
Oh.
Or do you want to try and take this thing down?
Well, that's up to you. If you want to do one more steam test, we could. If you want us to try and finish this tank off for the end of the...
You know what? I've got a sense of how the tank feels the way I expected it to, where you would have to do a lot of pecking at it to try and get the thing down.
Yep.
Because that's what I wanted to capture, was the run and gun sort of quality of the game. So that's cool. So what happens is the ghosts sort of chirp out and they say, access or what do you call it? Access to telemat established. And then you see this thing sort of digitizes in front of you, and one looks like this, guys.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, you can click on it, it'll fill full screen. And then a second one appears, and it looks like this, guys.
Speeders.
Sweet.
All
right.
Who's taking which one? There's Sparrow 1 and Sparrow 2. The green one or the white one?
Blue or green? Or...
I'll take green.
Okay. So you hop on the green. Sparrow 2, that means you're on Sparrow 1. Your ghosts say, so head in a northwest direction. I'm getting some strange signals. And let me just... oops. There we go. Move you over one more screen here. So this is what you guys go roaring off through. That's sort of what you're flying through. Now, this isn't actually in Genesis. This is just something I thought of today. One of the things I love about Savage Worlds is the chase rules, right? Chase rules are fucking awesome in Savage Worlds. In this, there is an interesting new kind of mini game for social encounters, and what I thought is we could adapt that to do chases. So basically, what it counts as, guys, is whoever exhausts the other party's resources first loses. What it's going to do is going to model a chase. You guys are being chased. You know those? Remember the shanks, the little glowing guys? Oopsies, that's not what I wanted to do. These guys.
Mm-hmm.
So there's basically, as you guys go, roaring off the top of the, these are hover cycles. So you're able to easily, get yourself down, even off the high levels there. But some of these shanks are beginning to chase you. In game, there's no way they're fast enough to do that, but I want to have a chase. So, so they can. So what you see basically is, I need you to pick one of you guys is going to be the lead and one can be the assist. So take a look at your planetary piloting. Let me know who's got a better score. That's the person who should be the primary.
Okay, roll what?
Piloting skill.
Yeah.
Piloting planetary. I've got 2 yellows and a green.
And you, Jeff?
1 yellow, 4 greens.
Oh.
Oof. So 1 yellow, 4 greens versus 2 yellows, 1 green?
I think that makes you better.
Okay.
Okay. So we will treat this just like the what do you call it? The Savage Worlds chase rules, where Steve, you can give me something cool narratively, and then what you can do is you can use the advantage you roll on your skill check. You'll make a skill check against average difficulty, and then we'll modify it depending on how you describe it.
Okay.
So what skill do you think you would use? I mean, not necessarily, I don't mean like look on your list, but find what skill. What do you think you might do as you're racing through the jungle to try and throw these shanks off your path?
Well, I'm the Titan, so I would run interference and try to absorb damage for one thing, and then try to lead them off to the side while the lead guy sort of tries to get away. And
Since
then
we haven't tried it, Steve, do you think there's a way that you could manifest? Remember, I said that you can use your light to create that barrier.
Try to block them, kind of, by leaving the trap barrier behind me.
Here's the upside. You know what skill you use to manifest your light?
What?
Brawl.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay, so
We've
been saying that your light has manifested as kind of like a electrical kind of thing. Why don't you give me a roll? I've set the difficulty already here. Give me a brawl roll, and let's see what kind of shield. Let's see how it comes out, and then I'll let you narrate what the result is.
Where's my brawl?
Should be under character, under the combat. Combat is a separate section for these skills.
And just hit my brawl.
Yes, please. Jeff, what is your piloting skill? It's 1, right?
It's 1.
1, okay. So what I'm doing is, basically, you guys are going to have like an effective, like a strain or a pool of resources equal to 10 plus your skill, and then you will effectively, each success, you're going to make a skill check, Jeff, and your damage will be equal to your skill level, and your soak against the other guy's damage will be equal to your agility. And what my thought is that your ability to sort of catch up, like whoever exhausts the other guy's strain first, they catch them.
Okay.
Okay, so it makes it into sort of like, again, because I see it, like agility being so, because it's the way to sort of like avoid and dodge the other person. It's your raw reflexes versus the actual skill level. So, Steve-O, give me a brawn check or brawl check.
Is that under combat skills?
It is, yeah.
I don't think I can see it. Everything's south of.
That's okay. Here, let me go over here. I'll go to it. So it's under skills. Here we go.
Oh, it's under skills.
Yeah.
There's brawl. Okay, I can see it.
Yeah. You go ahead and roll, Steve.
Okay.
It's more fun when you roll.
There we go.
Holy bejesus. All right, so that's 4 advantage. Holy crap. So that's like, you could give some crazy, beneficial thing to Jeff. So I'll effectively let Jeff have an upgrade if you give me a cool narration of how that how your light manifests.
Okay, well, I keep looking behind myself, and I wait until both of the machines, and I even slow down a little bit and let the machines catch up, and then I drop the shield right in front of them, and they both have to sort of suddenly scooch to the side.
Okay, so you sort of bring this down, and there's this crazy electronic wall that comes up, and 1 or 2 of them sort of like pass through it and get shocked, and the others have to slow down and kind of go over. Jeff, would you kindly give me a piloting check? Let me set the difficulty here for you, and you have 1 upgrade from Steve's amazing roll. Anything you want to add as a narrative flourish?
Well, like, is the scene that we're looking at right here with all these trees or whatever?
Yeah. Like I'm sort of picturing you guys flying through like all this, these mountains and these trees in here.
I think I'm going to try and take them real low and use my agility through the trees and try and
love it.
Make it difficult for them to follow us.
These things sort of fly at like nape of the earth. They can hover down and let you safely come from higher levels, but they normally just fly at the nape of the earth. So you're sort of, weaving through these trees.
Whoa.
Oh. Okay.
I gotta go pretty soon here, guys, just to let you know.
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up right away here. So, Jeff, why don't you give me another you got a story point? Why don't you spend that re-roll?
Sure.
Let's see how this goes.
Do it.
There you go. Nice. Okay,
Wow.
so that's your damage is equal to 2 because of your skill. So it's 5 damage to them. Their soak is only a 1, so they would bring them down to 6. I think what we'll do is we'll just we'll wrap up the session here. What would have happened is we would have just kept rolling until they would get a chance to roll and try and reduce your strain. So like I think maybe not calling it strain. If you think of it as like the lead, so you've got a lead of 10 plus whatever your pouting skill is. So you got a 12, and their pouting is a 2 as well. So they would have a what do you call it? A lead of 12. You would have reduced their lead down to what did I say? You rolled your agility, or sorry, your pouting is a 2. It's 5 minus their soak of 2, brings it down to a 3. So you would have brought it down to 9. So like that's what we would be doing back and forth as you slowly bring the each other getting closer until one of you exhausts the other one. And then when you get one of the rules in the social rules is if you reduce it to half, then you can have a compromised success. So you can get not quite what you want, but so what a compromised success in a chase might be that you would have 1 round of combat, and then you get away. So that way you're not getting away, like scot-free. But I don't know. I'm just making up for that one. I was making up the rules as I go, kind of. So, all right, let me get out of here, and I'll go back to the call. Whoopsies. There we go. Stop. Get my camera back up. All right. So there we go. So that's where this was, again, just a one shot. It was for us to fuck around with the system and see how it went. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, as always is the case with me, we didn't get through as much of the material as. So this is my list of like the scenes that I thought we would get through, and we got to about here out of this. So once again, things take a fuck longer than I expected. So, my thoughts are in terms of the system compared to Savage Worlds. I mentioned to Jeff before we went live that when I run this for Jaden, I was thinking more towards Savage Worlds because the Savage Worlds rules just, I feel like I can run the rules as written and I get a more exciting scene than I do in this. I think just as in our Star Wars game, what I find with Genesys is I have to fucking break the rules to make it more exciting. One particular example is, Jeff, so like when you fought those dregs at the beginning, those minions, so they're just minions, which means they only take, I think it's like four hits to take them down, but you only did 3 with that first shot. So rules as written, like you wouldn't have even taken down one of the minions right away. And like, that does not feel, you guys are starting way more fucking powerful than what a starting character would be.
Right.
Like this is way, way more points. So, and then in the course of the actual fights too, I was just fudging shit rather than running rules as written, because one of the things that Savage Worlds differs is that there's not just a progressive bunch of hit points that go down that make no appreciable difference to how effective they are in combat. Whereas in Savage Worlds, if you're either fighting a minion, in which case they go down with 1 wound, or you're fighting an enemy who gets progressively bigger wound penalties. Those are my 2 immediate thoughts on this, just in terms of the system. What do you guys think? I know, Steve, you got to go right away, but
that's all right. Well, I certainly like the Star Wars system. And then the way you modified it, there was plenty of action, and it felt like that's the way it should feel like. But if you're saying the normal system just sort of grinds out a little longer, then yeah, that would be a bit much.
Yeah, like I ended up fudging. Okay, so like that tank fight, and obviously the tank fight's a totally different thing. You guys managed to do 3 points of damage out of its 12. So it would, like, that thing really couldn't shoot you unless you chose to let yourself be available to be shot, right? But
right.
that'd be lethal as fuck if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you feel that the dice rolls were kind of all over the fucking place too?
A little bit, yeah.
It's a Star Wars system.
Yeah, actually, Jeff and I were talking about that before you got on, Steve, and I was saying, like I had forgotten just how swingy the system is.
Right.
Where it's really hard to predict what the outcome of your roll is going to be, and as a result of that, I sort of was just I almost never prepped anything for Star Wars mechanically. I would just make up everything on the fly and just let you guys roll dice, and then we would narrate through what's happening. But I didn't really get to use the system all that much because I'd forgotten that.
Right.
Well, the dice have blank sides and sides with 2 symbols on them.
Yeah.
So it's like you roll 3 or 4 dice with blanks, and it's like even if you roll a lot of dice, it's like I did nothing. Or you roll like a million symbols, and it's like,
yeah.
What
I'm going to do is I will. So I mean, we'll end the broadcast here because we can do some debrief, and I might do a session debrief posting just to deal with seeing Genesys at the table. And in fairness to the system, we were rushing through a session as well. You guys didn't get to create characters, so this may not have been the fairest shake of the system as well. But in any event, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding tonight's session, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the section below, and I will endeavor to respond in a timely fashion. I should also say too, like this was a very rough, test drive through this system too. So this should not be taken. If you are a fan of the system, it shouldn't be taken as a way that it should be run. And it's been quite a while, and I'd forgotten more than I thought in running this. So it would probably run smoother with a person who was more conversant with the system. But in any event, thanks so much for joining us. We will see you again soon for our next, for another installment of something, I'm sure. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon.